Would you like to make a junk journal charm with me? At the time I am recording this, it is almost midway through the month of June. It's June 14th, and I'm working on my June junk journal. This is my journal in progress, and I haven't made my charm yet. As you can see, my junk journal for the month is based on The Last Unicorn. My theme is unicorns and rainbows. And I have some things pulled together that I'm going to consider for making my charm. And let me walk you through what I have, and we're going to make a charm together. So here's the lay of the land. I have this kit that I picked up a few months ago, well, back in the fall, that gives me a lot of the base parts needed for a charm. I've got some pony beads. I have this case. I have this case of pink beads that was given to me by my friend Mary. And then I have this case that I also have. Then I've got some different figurines and trinkets. So I have these unicorns that I picked up, I believe, from the Dollar Tree several months ago. I've got this figurine of one of the My Little Pony unicorns. I've got trinkets given to me by friends. I've got this little keychain, more trinkets given to me by friends. Look, I got this little man. He's here for a reason. I'll tell you why later if I use him. I've got this unicorn, some beads that have letters on them. So I am going to try to figure out what I'm going to use from all this to make my charm. Now, from making my past charms, some of which you can see behind me on my previous junk journals, I feel like I tend to make them too bulky. So I'm going to try with this one to intentionally not be bulky. But let's see what happens. So the first decision I need to make is figuring out how many strands of beads that I want and then what I'm going to put at the end of each one. All right, I have decided that I am going to have 4 strands. So at the end of each strand, I'm going to have a unicorn. I had 4 different colors of these unicorns from Five Below, and then I had those 2 unicorns as I showed you already. The unicorns I am not going to include on this strand are the blue one, on this charm are the blue one and the green one. So these 4 unicorns are going to make it onto my chain. I'm sorry, onto my charm. Okay, now with my unicorn selected, I now need to think about my bead chain, and I wanted to embody rainbows. So given the beads that I had, this is the closest bead pattern I could come up with to mimic the rainbow, 2 beads of each color. So I will have these as my bead strands and my bead pattern. Let me make the strands. I now have the first set of beads on. I have tied it around this clasp, and I'm now ready to attach a unicorn to the end. This is going to be, the yellow one's going to be the lucky recipient. But you notice he's not ready to be added to the end of the chain. I have to get him ready. And let me tell you, the best thing I have had for that is this awl. This awl, AWL, is what I use to convert things like these figurines and these little statues into charms, because this drill makes a hole wherever I want to position a hole, and then I have these fixtures to attach a hoop. So let's do that. Let's make this unicorn into a charm. Now I'm going to show you as I do this, because the very first time I picked up this awl and looked at a figure or something that I needed to make into a charm, I thought, how is this going to do it? This is manual. There's no batteries or anything on this awl. But I quickly figured it out. So I want to show you how it works in case you've not done this before. Now the lighting is kind of interesting because I'm sitting here by a window, but here's my unicorn. And so he has a smooth back, and I'm going to put the hole right into his back. I'm going to make that where the hook goes for the charm. And here's the awl. Well, all you do is position it and then start spinning this part of the awl. Now you're not going to be able to see the motion, maybe you can, of it spinning, but as I am twisting it, it is boring a hole into the unicorn's back. And when it is all said and done, so you can see it's getting further and further, all right? And now basically the awl is on top of its back. So I can now take this out, and it's going to leave me with a hole. Let's see if I can show you the hole. You're not going to be able to see the hole, but you can see the remnants of it. But there is a hole there now, and into that hole I can put the hook. And now here's my friend with the little hook in his back. Now I can put him, sorry I'm getting this hair off of it. Now I can put him onto the chain. And he is now attached. On to the other strands. Strand number 2 is done. Here's the unicorn at the end. And on this strand, not only have I put the beads in the rainbow colors, I've added Love is Love. Because the rainbows for me are not just because they're pretty and go with unicorns, it's Pride Month. And I'm very much an ally to the LGBTQ plus community. And it's important that I help spread the message that love is love. No matter who you love, you are entitled to love. So I have that into this strand, therefore it's a lot longer than my other strand, but that's okay because the next strands I'm going to intersperse their length between these two. So let's move on to strand 3. Chain 3 is on, and to make it a little bit longer, I did put 3 of each color instead of 2. That way it could fall between, and when it comes in terms of length, it could fall in between the 2 chains I've done already. And now I'm going to do the 4th chain. The last one is attached. I've put this unicorn on it, and since I like each of my junk journal charms to have my name, I was able to intersperse the letters, and it actually worked perfectly. My name has 6 letters. There are 7 colors in the rainbow. It worked out beautifully. So I'm almost done with this charm, and let me get it ready to show you in full. Okay, now that the beads are done, I want to show this part to you. This is a virtual race medal. I used to do virtual races where I would log miles that I've walked to virtual race medals, and this was called the Unicorn. This was a virtual race that I did in 2018, and I kept this medal because I loved it so much. So how perfect is it that it goes along with my theme? This particular virtual race was 121 miles. So over the course of a few months, as I walked, I would log my miles, and eventually I got up to 121 miles. So that is the base of this junk journal charm. It is a memento from my own personal memories, from my own personal life. And then I've hooked the clasp with the beads to the back. So the way this will work is that when I'm using it in my junk journal, this part will go inside the pages, and these will all hang from the outside. Now I have also decided to add and just hang this love. Oh, it's on here upside down, I think. There it goes. This love pin onto the strand that says Love is Love. This pin button was given to me by my friend Connie. I'll tag her so she can see that I put that on here. But here is my junk journal charm. Let me put it in the junk journal and show it to you. Okay, I've put the unicorn medal inside the pages, and now what hangs on the outside are the strands and the fabric, the lanyard part of that medal. How cute is this? I love how this charm came together. So perfect to match my unicorn and rainbows theme. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to see any junk journal charms that you may have made recently. Or if you have any questions about my process, let me know. I did learn how to make charms this way from a tutorial. I will tag the creator in the comments. But look, I've got my strands, my rainbows, my unicorns, my love is love. It is absolutely perfect. Happy crafting, y'all.